So if you've just started collecting Pokemon cards like I did, you've probably noticed something frustrating. Everything is sold out. Let's break down why some Pokemon cards are worth more than others. In simple terms, first, a card's value depends on how rare it is. That makes sense, right? The harder it is to find, the more people want it. Second, the Pokemon on the card matters. Everyone loves Pikachu and Charizard, so cards with them are usually worth more. Finally, how cool those cards look also play a big role. A card with shiny art or special effects will cost more just because it's an awesome to look at. Here's something surprising though. The rarest card in a set aren't always the most expensive. Take Pikachu for example. There's a gold Pikachu card and a special illustration rare, an SIR Pikachu card. The gold one is harder to find. You'd have to open 1,127 packs to get it, possibly. But an SIR, a special illustration rare Pikachu, is worth more money even though it's an easier card to pull out of a booster pack. Only 1 in 960 packs have to be opened to go ahead and get this Pikachu card. Who decides how much these cards cost? Well, it turns out that we as consumers actually decide that. More specifically, people on a website called TCG Player. It's like a big online store where anyone can buy and sell Pokemon cards. The prices work kind of like the stock market. If someone lists a card for a high price and someone else pays for it, that becomes the new value. If lots of people keep buying it, the price stays high, but if no one buys it, the price will go down. Why is everything sold out? Scalpers. These are people who buy up all the Pokemon products in stores and resell them for way more money online. You can find these products on websites like TCG Player, eBay, Amazon, Walmart.com, which can feel a little bit scammy, Facebook, and even Craigslist. These products can go from $5 to $100 over the regular price. Some stores try to stop this by limiting how much you can buy, but people find ways around it, and retail workers sometimes don't stop them because, let's be honest, they don't get paid enough to argue with customers over Pokemon cards. It sucks so much right now. Prismatic Evolution's demand higher than supply, allocation severely cut to local stores. What does this mean? I have a master's in business, so I'm a really big fan of anything that comes out that is business related, and I think a lot of what's happening in Pokemon right now has to do with business, and it's so exciting to see stuff like that. And it's a very good example of supply and demand. By our polling, on average of US stores is receiving less than 10% to 15% of what they requested to buy from distributors. Owner of Player One service in Maryland, one of the largest Pokemon stores in the United States, his sentiment echoed what I heard from other stores. I think a large part of the issue is that stores who do not normally order Pokemon are requesting to buy this set from distributors. Think small book stores, tabletop game stores, and other TCG adjacent stores. DeGuire frequently speaks to Pokemon distributors. This means there is nowhere near enough product to go around. Distributors are still giving loyal Pokemon stores a higher percentage of the supply, such as my store, but the actual amount of product a store receives is diluted because so many other stores want the product. Strategically, distributors want to give the product to as many stores as possible to retain as many accounts as possible. As a result, local Pokemon stores have been blindsided by low allocations. If a Pokemon store requested something like 100 Elite Trainer boxes, for example, then the distributor might say they are allowed to buy 15. This is even if the store is very established in the card community and consistently spends a lot of money on TPCI's product. Overall, to not read the whole article, there is a situation where some distributors are giving pre-orders. So they said, hey, pre-order from us. We're good, $49 or $50, whatever. We'll allocate that, and we promise that that's what we're going to be asking from the players. We're not going to change it. But what happens, and what might be really shitty from the distributors, or how at least the stores or the LGSs might feel, is that they want to provide you that product. You pre-ordered it and they're like, okay, we'll sell it to you. But the problem is that a lot of them are simply not having the allocation that they might in their heads have thought, okay, this is what we normally are given. After so many times that we've been doing this, after so many years that we've been doing this, this is how much we are normally given. And that's no longer what we're going to be given. Now, there are bad actors here, like in every other business situation. The bad actors here are the ones who took your pre-order, said, hey, actually, this is worth a lot more than I thought it was ever going to be worth. So we're going to cancel your pre-orders and say, oh, we didn't have enough to allocate for it. But then they change it. And then they end up putting it again on their website. And now the price has gone up a buttload. And it's gone up $50, $100, $80, right? So that's really the bad situation, the worst case scenario. I don't think a lot of people are stating that to be the current case, but I do guarantee you that it has happened at bare minimum to one person. And I do not doubt if it gets even worse when we get closer to the actual release on January the 17th. Now, here are some videos that I wanted to show of just how bad it's gotten and how much people are realizing of how much value these things have. These people are running out of there with as much product as possible. This isn't even prismatic. This is 151, and a lot of people are scavenging for it. This is another video showing the similar example. So right here, you're just seeing people destroying to simply be able to get a piece of the pie. Everybody wants to find get rich quick schemes. That's why crypto became as popular as it did. That's why Doge, or whatever you want to call it, became as popular as it did. Everybody wants to find a get rich quick scheme. And right now, that is exactly what Pokemon is. You can make a lot of thousands of dollars doing this. All of that is going to be sold either on TCG Player or on eBay. Now, where do we go from here? Pokemon is equal to free money. So like, why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you participate in this? Well, you might have morals or morality of like, hey, I don't want to be that person. Or what sucks about this is that you might have to simply play the game. A lot of people are going to participate in this in a way that they don't even acknowledge is making the situation worse. So when you go to the store, the next time you're there and you're like, oh, I finally found what I was looking for. Instead of buying maybe 5 that you normally would have bought, you might buy 10 because you're like, oh, I'm never going to see these again. And I have fear of missing out, or I'm going to have FOMO. So I might as well grab them right now. The situation gets worse because of scalpers. The situation gets worse because there's less supply right now, but it's also very complicated for the Pokemon company to be able to provide more supply very quickly. This trend going upwards is very recent right now. Pokemon is barely trending on Google Trends very recently. It's not something that you could have predicted realistically. Pokemon TCG Pockets, being able to predict that it was going to be as big of a success as it was really hard, and I don't think the Pokemon company expected it at all. My closing thoughts is some people are even called me a scalper for finding 3, 4, 5 things that I can find at Target and then be like, oh, like I can sell these later. At the end of the day, I just want to buy cards, bro. Like, but I can't find the cards that I'm looking for, and the cards that I'm looking for cost even more. So it becomes like a cycle, and I myself am participating in it because I just want to be able to buy more cards, man. Like, I just want to buy the cards that I'm looking for. I just want to have that Greninja immersive art or illustration art. It's a very frustrating situation because I got into the hobby like a month ago and all I did was buy booster boxes, and I thought that was totally fine. And then I quickly realized I am never gonna have fun unless I'm either finding a good deal, selling it, and then making a little bit of money to be able to buy more booster boxes. I just want to open packs at this point, but it's really hard to do so if you're not participating in the cycle that is currently happening, which is buying and reselling and then buying what you're looking for. And a lot of people that go to these conventions, they're just flipping after all. They're just grabbing, oh, this is going up in price. Oh, this is going down in price. So I'm going to sell, so they're just flipping these cards over and over. So it's not something new. It's more of something that everybody's really doing. And now but the situation is happening with sealed products, and it makes it really complicated for people to really be able to get back into the hobby. So That's it. I loved Stellar Crown and I completed that set and I'm really excited about that. So that's it. That's all I got for you.